mic wasn't on. I'll try to get the same passion. Just might not be there. So today was a very frustrating day for me because the one thing I did well was this Roku. And I'll start with that where I was watching this all week last week, stalking it. I was thinking it's probably looking like a short if this market ever decides to sell off, and it just refused to sell down last week. So then this morning, right off the open, when I saw that massive buying volume right off the open, I bought it, gave it to support, and I think this one's looks really good, coming out of a major inflection point. So I think you could still buy this one through 137.50. But the pain trade today was this Peloton. I've been in this Peloton for 3 days since this area. Then I added heavily through 32. This is the name that has a notorious short float where it's like 25% of the float is short or something like that. But because of the IPO lockup, so insiders are all locked up from the day a stock opens until it's 3 months of trading. Every IPO is the same thing. So all those stocks are locked up. They can't be traded. So the effective short float of this name is something like 75% or something crazy. So if it decides to break out, you can expect a very, very dramatic short squeeze in a name like this with a 70% short float or whatever. So we got that this morning, and I was very heavy in the name. I kicked some ads into this area, but not a crazy amount. And then it just kind of fluttered back all day and closed right at the level, gave up all the gains. And it was especially painful because this Yeti trade, this Yeti, even though I said, I'm making the decision to consciously not buy this name right here. If it goes to 40, that's fine. It's out of my hands. I had it down here. I was so heavy in it. I was in it for weeks. I've just watched the name so much. And now to see it finally break out and to not be involved, you can say it doesn't hurt as much as you want in the world, but it's going to hurt. We're all human. I was in this name for a month. I didn't buy it back when it gave this setup. Now it's breaking out on huge volume. Seems like, everyone in the chat's involved. Everyone's just celebrating the win. And I'm sitting here without any stock. So, it's got to be painful. This was the 100K trade I was looking for. Didn't make a nickel on the second move that it made. So that's definitely frustrating, given the fact that, Peloton gave up all its gains today. During the day today when Peloton was booming, I was like thinking to myself, thank God that would have made that Yeti going really painful. And then it closed and it gave up all the gains and did exactly that.
Rough day.
Rough day. Well, rough day. I made 4,500. Rough day. What do you got?
So kind of going off the Yeti where, again, it was kind of your best trade, last few weeks, and now it's kind of kicking in the face. Last week for me was the CRM was, super easy macro breakout that we spoke about. And we talked about how we thought at that time last week that it would come back to this price. Clearly did not do that. So looking at it now, it's like, I should have given it, a little bit more room. But again, lessons learned. You can't go back and change your trades. So that was definitely the bad trade looking at it now. And then some of the good ones are just some that just been grinding for the last couple of weeks. This waste management that we bought through 114. And we spoke about how in the prior videos we're just waiting for it to retest that prior high of 122. So it's just keep grinding up to there. And then again, when it gets up there, we'll keep trailing the stop. A few others are very similar. We got this PEP, this Pepsi. We bought up to 138. We held through 140. We held through that breakout we didn't add, and now we just have a 140 stop on that. And similar to Pepsi, we have this KMB. Similar story. Bought up through 138. We're looking for that breakout through 142. We didn't have to be perfect buying that since we bought it much lower up off support, and now we can just kind of keep trimming and trailing that stop as it continues to drift higher. And then one of your favorite names, Shake longer term, is Verizon. Bought this up through 59.5 versus those, was it 58, 74 lows. Again, buying it above support, very similar theme with the other trades. So we don't have to be perfect buying 61 or buying 62. We can buy it off of support with much tighter risk and then hold it through those moves without having to be as perfect through those levels. So those are some of my trades this week. Again, a lot of it just been holding the ones that have been working and then trying to find some new ideas. But it's been slim picking, even as we can tell from some of the member ideas. Not too many real A+ setups out there.
Yeah, it's tough when the market runs like this because, if you don't have stock for the last leg of the run or whatever leg we're on, the setups just aren't going to be as good because all the best ones already went. So